NBA Summer League, Day 3. You're not going to believe what just happened to me. I'm here with my man Lawrence. Day 3 just wrapped up. You never know who you're going to meet at Summer League, right? Who's going to show up. Well, I was just in the tunnel, and Giannis Antetokounmpo and his 3 other brothers, the 4 Antetokounmpos, are hanging out. Ask me where they can get a basketball. I find them a basketball, and we walk into the practice gym. I'm sitting there. They're shooting around, hanging out. I'm just kind of playing it cool, letting them do their thing, and Giannis turns, passes me the ball. So without hesitating, I take a deep corner 3, and I swish it. Giannis and all of his brothers start freaking out, and Giannis and I do a video together, him saying that no one will ever believe this. That's why we got to do a video. I'm going to tell my grandkids one day. I'm still coming down off this moment. Like, I hit the clutch shot. It was a big moment for me. And this, for Summer League, this is what it's about. It's like one moment like this after another. We're really in basketball heaven here, Lawrence. What's your summer league experience been like?
Oh, my God. So, funny enough, you have a Giannis story. So, I have one, too.
Please.
It doesn't top that, though.
Okay. I mean, that was crazy. I'm still,
Definitely doesn't top
my heart
that.
is racing from that.
So I'm getting off the plane, and I'm going to baggage claim. And I'm kind of walking, and I'm just kind of to myself. You know how we are on our phones or
Sure.
just kind of in our own zone. And I look up, and I'm like, that guy looks familiar.
Yeah.
And as I'm, like, strolling past to go get my bag, it's him. So I'm like, wow, like, it's just him and his brother just sitting there, just by themselves, just not really doing anything. So I go to get my bag, and I come back. And I'm not usually a person I'm not a picture guy. I'm not like someone who's asking for pictures.
Sure.
So I see him, and I'm like, hey, I'm like, Giannis, hey, man, congratulations on the championship. Is it all right if I get a quick picture?
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, not right now. He was apologizing. He was sincere about it.
Yeah,
he wasn't like
yeah.
Hollywood or anything.
Sure, good guy.
And so it's like, it was like cool. But,
sure.
had to keep it pushing. But, it was just, I bumped into it. Like, that's just what happens at Summer League. You bump into guys out of nowhere.
Everywhere you go, there's coaches, there's players, there's executives, there's GMs, there's scouts, there's former players, there's legends. People are everywhere. You don't know who you're going to meet. I just love the energy, the excitement, the atmosphere here at Summer League. It's amazing. I can't believe it's only been 3 days. It feels like a lifetime's worth of basketball moments and memories have taken place over these last 3 days. We still got a whole other week to go. This doesn't wrap up until a week from tonight, next Tuesday. I'm super excited. I'm going to be here for the whole run.
Yeah, so I'll be here until Friday. But again, like you said, one day can be a week's worth of experience. I mean, it's an adventure literally every day.
Absolutely.
I can't even tell you how many guys that I've bumped into, and I'm sure you have more stories to tell too.
Yeah.
But it's just like when you're here, it's like you're in the world of basketball.
Absolutely.
Like it's the Disney world of basketball. Like if you're trying to be here if you're trying to be anywhere for hoops, I feel like it's bigger than the Final Four in the sense that like there's just somebody here all the time, around, everywhere.
Well said. It's just a basketball convention. People come from all over the country, all over the world for this. We're all joined together because of our passion and love for the game of basketball and the NBA, and it's really an amazing community here. The people who share this common theme of just loving basketball and being around the game. It's a really cool experience. What has been one of your highlights of Summer League so far? Today or your entire experience since you've been here?
I would say my highlight today was probably seeing the Jalen Green versus Cade Cunningham matchup.
Yeah, that was exciting.
It was as advertised. I mean, and you see a game like that, not only was it as advertised, but it wasn't, I know that the other gym isn't the one that's always the more glamorous spot, even though it's still, Summer League basketball, but this one was on ESPN for the world to see.
Yeah.
First time matching up. The 1 and 2 pick, and they wanted it. Like they didn't play it cool.
Yeah.
They weren't out there like trying to just do their thing. Like they were out there to put on a show for themselves, for their team, and and for the fans. And that's what you want to see when you come to these games.
You could feel the energy in the building here tonight. It felt like it was a playoff game. I mean, this isn't even a regular season game. It's Summer League, but the atmosphere, the energy, the crowd was packed. A-listers, NBA players here getting their seats. I mean, there were so many seats. I was standing room only next to Tyrese Halliburton, the standout rookie player from the Kings last season. He couldn't even get a seat. That's how amazing it was here, the energy in the building. It was fun, and I feel like Jalen Green Green had something he wanted to prove, too, being the number 2 pick. He said he wanted to be the number 1 pick. He thought he was the best player in the draft, and he came out, led his team to a victory, and put up some nice stats and had some big plays, too.
Yeah. I think that's important. I think that's important for guys. You don't have to take it personal in a toxic way.
Right.
But you love the competitive nature of a guy who's not settling for, I'm just happy to be here, even though that is a blessing in itself. But you want guys who have a little chip on their shoulder, no matter – he was the number 2 pick. I mean, that is a very, very high spot. And for him to still have the chip on his shoulder to say, you know what, I'm playing against the number 1 guy tonight. I'm going to show why I should have been number 1.
Right.
Like that, you want that out of a guy who you're looking at to be a cornerstone of your franchise.
Absolutely.
You want a guy like that to pick himself up like that.
Absolutely.
And to want to put on a show, because you want a guy who's worth the price of admission every night.
It was fun. It was a big marquee matchup, a great game. It lived up to the hype. It was exciting. And we got more great matchups tomorrow, a full slate of games, a whole more week of Summer League to go. I don't want this to end. I'm having a blast here. Lawrence, it's been a blast chatting with you here tonight. We've shut down the whole arena. Dave McMenamin from ESPN, Syracuse legend, Newhouse School, Orange, is in the house. We're shutting down the arena here tonight. We want to just – oh, he's coming on. Okay, here he goes. Okay, David McMenamin.
You can take my spot.
Yeah, you get to hop onto this. Yeah, we make it happen. All right, what's up, Dave? How you doing, man? Great. Doing well, having a lot of fun. This is my first summer league I've ever gotten to attend, and I am just loving every second of it. There's nothing like it. This, we were saying, is just a convention for people who share one thing in common, a love for the game of basketball, a passion for the NBA, whether a player, a former player, a coach, executive, or a reporter, someone who covers the game, or a fan. What's your favorite thing about Summer League?
Tonight was a lot of fun seeing guys like Emmanuel Mudiay, who I covered when he was a rookie with Denver, and to have him – still chasing the NBA dream. He's only 25 years old, but he's been kicked around the league a little bit. But he's out there and he's showing out. And Michael Beasley, 32 years old, didn't play in the NBA last 2 seasons.
Right.
And trying to make it work. Kenneth Faried, former gold medalist with the Olympic men's U.S. national team. And him out there. Then you mix in a guy on the other side of the ball like Brandon Boston Jr., Amir Coffey, some of the high-flying plays he had tonight. And earlier in the day, obviously, to get the next wave, the guys that we'll see in the All-Star game for years to come, Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green going against one another, like that's the fun thing, because people, I'm not. My little brother is really into new music. I'm stuck with the stuff that I've liked since I was in high school. But he likes to say he knew an artist when. And so for an NBA fan, you can harken back to the days of, I remember Jalen Green and Cade Cunningham going against each other in Vegas. Summer League, meanwhile, fast forward a decade from now, they're going to be playing each other in a marquee playoff game that's going to determine their NBA legacies.
Absolutely, and it's crazy how quickly that happens, too. You just think back 3 summer leagues ago, 2018, when Luka and Trae Young and all these guys are making their debut. Now they're leading their teams deep into the playoffs, and that's just 3 years ago. So the future is now, and it's happening at a much faster pace than ever before, too.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Well, we've had a blast. You've worked overtime here tonight.
Glad
You've
to
been
join
doing
you
a
guys.
bunch. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
We'll get you out of here. Dave and Lawrence, what's one more thing you're really looking forward to the rest of Summer League, whether it's an individual player, a team, a matchup, something that you're excited about? Because we still have another week of action here.
Lawrence, you start. What do you got? I want to see a little more Sharif Cooper. I didn't get to see as much of him as I've wanted to so far. But he's another guy. He just has this magnetism to his game. And he's just a guy that it seems like he easily gets everyone involved. And for that team, they seem to rally around him, although he's not out there trying to make himself the show. But he gets everyone involved in the game. He looks like he makes it fun. And I just like guys like that. And so when he was at Auburn, it was the same way. Like, as soon as he stepped into the lineup, he was a guy who automatically turned things up for the team. And it just seems like guys played harder, guys ran the floor better. Seemed like he just had a really good floor presence, and it was just really balanced out there in terms of like the activity level from everyone offensively. And so he just seems to carry himself with a fun brand of basketball. and I'm excited to see that. I want to see a little more of him before I get out of here.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, obviously, it doesn't have quite the clout that 1 versus 2 did, but we're talking about 2 top of the first half lottery selections tomorrow when you have the Cavs versus the Magic, Evan Mobley versus Jalen Suggs, and Suggs has already found his stroke.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about these guys, they don't play a game for months and months and months. They're playing in an empty gym, getting their body right, getting reps up. But, man, Suggs has looked so locked in so far this summer league. So I just want to see him up close and personal. I was told by some folks who covered him at the draft that he's bigger and stronger than you'd expect to see in person. That's always a good eye test to see.
Yep.
And certainly Mobley, we won't get to see exactly how he'll look with next year's Cavs roster, but I do want to see his physical presence, his passing ability for a big, his ability to grab a long defensive rebound and start the break. Those are 2 more bright talents that we're going to get to see down here.
Absolutely. That's definitely a great matchup I'm excited for. Jalen Suggs already looks like a veteran
Yes,
out
he
there.
does.
And he's just played 1 game in Summer League thus far, but it was very impressive. I'm excited to see the Washington Wizards play because there's been 29 teams who've played. They had some health and safety contact tracing, but it looks like they're going to get to suit up soon. So I'm excited to see them out here. A lot to look forward to, a lot of fun. Lawrence, thank you for joining us. Dave, thanks for popping on. You're the best.
Dave.
We really appreciate it. That is officially a wrap from NBA Summer League. Day 3, Day 4 starts in just a couple hours, so we'll have to sleep for a few because there's a lot more basketball ahead. We'll see you then.